Hi Russell, here we go with just a quick overview of the Elementor editor when you're editing a page. So your starting point on a lot of these basic pages is this. So it's just text on the left and image on the right. And you would just click up to your toolbar at the top if you're logged in and go to Edit with Elementor. And from here, it'll be familiar to you. You have the toolbar on the left and you have everything on the right. Now, as I said before, the header is fixed, as is the footer. And these are edited in templates elsewhere. So if you would just leave them alone, they're consistent throughout the site. You would play with the area in the middle. Anytime you want to look at something, you can just click this button to the left and just hide the left panel, and that gives you a preview. You won't be able to click any of the links, but it just gives you a preview whatever device you're looking at, because what you can also do is you can change the responsive mode down the bottom left here and change it to say mobile, and I would then preview it and it gives you a rough preview of how things look. And even then the preview is not great, it's better seen on a real screen. So let's just go back to desktop just now and work with that. So essentially Elementor is made up of sections which are in the blue border, and you can click on the dots there of the section. So there's one section with something in it, it's got a title, and if you're clicking on the section, you can go to the left and you can edit anything to do with that section in terms of style. In advanced, you can set padding, etc. If I just want to increase the padding at the top, for example, that would be done like that, and you can unlink top and bottom like that and just change 20. So I've got 20 padding at the bottom and 50 at the top on this section. And inside the section, we've got one column. So that's denoted by this here. So that's one column. And inside that one column, we have one title. So I'll click on the element itself, and you can see it's a heading or a title or a heading. And again, you can interfere with the style, which is pretty predetermined, but you can change the color, the typography, etc. from there. Moving down a page a little bit, we've got a second section here with two columns. So you'll see there's one column there, and there's two columns there. And what you can easily do is just duplicate these columns or add a new column. So I can click plus here and that would just create another column. I can grab it and I can move it, etc. And I can just as likely delete it again. And you can do what you want with columns and sections and just lay your page out. Inside these columns and sections, you have the opportunity to put any kind of element that you want. The simplest ones being text, as you see here. And if there's not enough room to edit, you can just drag that in and give yourself a little bit more space to edit and drag it back. On the right, you've got image, etc. And anything else you want to bring into this area, you would just go up to this 9 dots here, and you would click on the 9 dots here, and there's your element library with which you can pull things in. One handy section is an inner section, which is just like inside columns, which would sit inside the section itself, which is quite handy. You can see there I've pulled a little section inside a section, and I can do what I want with columns there. That's quite handy. Let me just click that off. Headings, text editor, image, galleries, Google Maps, etc. They can all be pulled in as well. And a good way to start the next section is just to clone that section. So you could either click plus and then just add a section above it, or you can go below it and you can add a section below it, or you can just clone the section there. So if I just duplicate the section there, it will just create a copy of the section below it, and then I can backwards engineer what I want it to go. So hopefully that's a bit of really just an introduction to playing with the basics of the editor, and that should allow you to put some basic pages together. If you've got any queries about that, just give us a shout. We can help you with it, but that should be enough to get you started. So I sounded like I prattled on for the last 4 minutes. I hope you get enough out of this, and any questions, get back. Cheers.